I am Erica Clark, Assistant Director of Experiential Learning for the College of Business. I'm going to start off by telling you a little bit about Dr. Sanchez. Dr. Juan Manuel Sanchez obtained his PhD in accounting from the University of Texas at San Antonio in 2006 after working for global firms including Deloitte and CBS Communications, now AT&T. Dr. Sanchez's research is widely cited by academics and major media outlets. Now I'm going to introduce Victor Fagans. Victor is a junior statistics major. He is in the Business Honors Program and a member of our pre-PhD program. Without further ado, I am going to pass it over to Dr. Sanchez.
Thank you so much. So the topic today that they asked me to talk about is why research. You're trying to find questions that nobody else has asked in the past, and then you're trying to answer them. How? Well, many of you already said it, with data, right? With statistical tools, right? And ultimately, what you want to do is be able to make a decision, whether it's a conclusion, an academic conclusion that you're going to read about the research that you conduct, just for academic purposes and for other academics to consume it and to move the body of knowledge forward, right? That's one way in which your research can contribute. The second one is to apply it, apply it in your day-to-day job. More and more companies are moving in a direction where they expect you to be very, very comfortable with data, being able to test, hypotheses, whether it's determining the efficacy and the efficiency of different decisions, such as a marketing campaign, whether the different modes of marketing, right? Whether it's through social media, radio, TV, all the different channels possible. So it could be any question that you encounter in your organization. Research is not confined just to academics and professors. The destination and the challenge that I want to put in front of you is that don't settle for learning some research as part of your undergraduate program or in your master's program. Go all the way through. Go and obtain the PhD, right? That is the degree that is going to train you, to conduct the best research that you can. Research is about collaboration. In reality, I have a set of co-authors that I've been working with for the last 15 years. And in addition to being collaborators, being professionals, and having that professional relationship, we're friends. And there is nothing more important than working on a team that is trying to solve major problems. Another misconception about research and going into a PhD program is that you must have a master's degree before a PhD program will consider you. Most universities prefer that. But if you're an undergraduate program, and in particular, if you signal to the market that you have strong research skills, then you can go directly into the PhD program. How can you do that? Well, through the pre-PhD program that is available to you. But I'll let Victor talk more about that.
I'm going to be talking about research from my perspective, a student, right? I'm an undergraduate. So I want to talk about my very first research experience that I ever had. It was in a program called Summer Program in Research and Learning, Spiral. And it was at the American University in Washington, D.C. 3 takeaways of this program was critical thinking. I learned a lot about how to solve puzzles, how to approach a problem. Up to this point, right, any problems that you have in class, the answer already exists. You can look up the answer key, you can ask your professor and get the answer. In situations like this, in performing research, that answer may not be around, right? Or may be hidden and may be something you have to dig at. As well as I really learned a lot about interpersonal communication, how to make sure everybody is working well, everybody's liking the work they do. I experienced a lot of personal growth. I was in DC, it was my first time living away from home. Like I had to buy my own groceries and things like that. So I really learned a lot about kind of be independent and how to the people in this program were all over from the country, so everybody had different values, different ideas, different cultures, and so I really learned a lot about how to interact with these other groups of people. Here was the group of people that I work with in the summer program, and we still talk today. We're still friendly, and And it's been, it's quite the bonding experience to work and solve a problem and to learn together. To go into my next research experience that I had, this was at UTSA, actually. I was a research assistant for Dr. Thomas Thompson. He teaches real estate finance here at UTSA. For this, I was doing a lot of data management, cleaning, a lot of programming in SAS, which is a coding language. And so the three takeaways from this experience that I had was I learned a lot about data management. So Dr. Sanchez talked a bit about data and like gathering data. And so one of the things I learned a lot from Dr. Thompson is just how to deal with data, real life data, and how to manage that. And then I also learned how to ask questions. So personally, I don't know anything about real estate finance. Meeting with Dr. Thompson on a weekly basis kind of broke down those boundaries of, right, like, oh, I don't want to ask a question because I don't want them to know that I don't know. Another thing I gained was insights. So working with Dr. Thompson, I really saw kind of like behind the scenes of what does research look like? What are the things that you think about when you're publishing a paper? How do you communicate with the co-authors? My next experience that I have is my third research experience, and this was in a program called Research in Industrial Projects for Students. And this program was hosted by the University of California in Los Angeles. And the interesting thing about this program was that they partnered with companies. So now this company, HR Laboratory, has come to us and they have a problem. They're like, hey, we want you to do research on this topic and provide us with your insights. This particular project that we did was about 3D printing. Our research was about trying to seeing what's wrong with the process and how can we make it better. And so this program, I did a lot of Python, a lot of coding in Python. The three takeaways that I gained from this program was group innovation. I really felt the impact of what group work could do. The other thing that I gained was technical thinking. I learned so much about programming. I learned so much about modeling and so much about data. Another thing that I gained was a sense of accomplishment. So this was like my first real research, starting with a problem, ending the program, completing the problem, and providing our insights to HR laboratories. It was an online program. Like I said, we got very close. Dr. Sanchez was completely correct. We're more than just professional coworkers. We are friends. On the top left, you have our academic mentor, Shai, who worked with UCLA. On the bottom right, you have Eric, who was our industry mentor. So he's the person who provided us with the partner. Dr. Sanchez mentioned going directly into your doctorate program after undergrad. My friend Melissa on the top right, that's exactly what she's doing right now. Now in present day, what am I up to in terms of research? I'm in the pre-PhD program. My research focus right now is learning how to do research. And the class that I'm currently in is called Intro to Academic Research. It's really providing a formal instruction to research. I just wanted to share a little bit about my research experience so far, what you can gain from it. You saw that I learned a lot about soft skills, communications, technical skills, and there's just so much to learn and so much to gain and so much, a sense of accomplishment that you can do from doing research.